I'm going to show you some sample sentences that score 6 that are really weak. A lot of you are using them and we're going to transform them to a 10 plus instantly. There are 5 main examples I want to show you today, reflecting the different speaking topics we actually see in the exam. This is the first case scenario. This is a simple sentence on your left, and we're going to make it better by making it compound on your right. Let me explain the application of this as well. But first, let's read it. The sentence on the left says, the sky was blue. Simple. And that's a simple sentence. There's no definition, no elaboration. Okay, the compound sentence is, the sky was blue and the clouds drifted slowly across the horizon. Now assume, by the way, we're talking about a day, one relaxing day I was having, and that might be a question in your part 2 speaking. Talk about a day where whatever. So we're assuming it's that kind of question. And we are just using the power of and that's enough to help us continue. And, but, since. 3 major ones, but you could use a lot more. However, therefore, consequently, in order that, and so on. When you add these things into an existing sentence, it helps you elaborate that sentence more, describe it further, and that instantly makes it a compound sentence. Very easy to do. You could also do it by using special words at the start of sentences. For example, while the sky was this, the greenery was this. Or although the sky was this, the garden or the ground looked like this. So you could use all those words to make simple sentences compound and complex, which give you marks. But remember, you don't have to do all sentences compound, and all of them should not be simple. There should be a combination of both, which give you the most amount of marks. Now let's move on to our second scenario, and this happens in question number 7 of your speaking, where you're supposed to give an opinion, present the opposite side, and debate a little. So here, let's say we have this sentence on the left-hand side. Some people think healthcare should be free. It's a very basic, very neutral sentence. It's not showing one side, which is a problem because you always have to pick one side and defend it. This is part 7 speaking. The other problem is the way it's said, it doesn't have any passion, doesn't have any assertive tone. What you want to do is make it assertive. So in this case, let's have a look at the example first, then I'll explain this. How can we possibly accept a world where people are denied healthcare simply because they can't afford it? Access to medical care isn't a luxury. It's a fundamental human right. So here you can see the emphasis is a lot the way I'm putting emphasis on different words, like this is the way it should be done. It's on purpose. You want to exaggerate your emotions so it's more natural, and the tone marks are there for you to get. Similarly, change your tone for other questions too. In this one, it is passionate. This is part 7. But in something like question number 1 or 8, it's mostly informal. So it's going to be friendly, a more casual tone. In part 5, it's comparison, should be more persuasive. In part 6, it's an apology, usually, so it should be a more guilty tone. So make sure you have that tone. Secondly, in part 7, asking questions like these are really good for your marks. How can we accept this? How is this even a reality? How is this legal? It adds that tone and that aggression, that passion in your speech, and then emphasizing what should happen, like access to medical care isn't a luxury, it's a fundamental human right. Even if it's not, you want to exaggerate things to convey your message. It is highly important. It is a human right. It is a must-do. It cannot be ignored. Mention those things, and that adds that mark for your tone. You can see the huge difference from a basic sentence to a passionate sentence. And it's not something you really have to think that hard on. It's simple. Pick a topic you're actually passionate about, because you can pick one of the 2 options. You agree or disagree. So pick something you're agreed on and you want to talk about passionately. It just naturally helps you do that. Now, the third case is something like this. The cat sat on the couch. Basic, plain and simple. But look at the descriptive version, and let's see if you can find out why this descriptive version is better. The fluffy orange cat sat on the worn-out couch, blinking slowly as the warm afternoon sunlight streamed through the window. What we have here is adjectives, fluffy and orange, Worn out, adjective. Blinking slowly. So how is she blinking? Slowly. That's your adverb. And you have the warm afternoon sunlight, adjectives again. And that's that. You have in this description on the right adjectives and adverbs which make your descriptions better. They also give you your marks for the range of vocab. Now, you don't have to do this in every sentence. I overdid it here slightly just to show you how much better you can make the same sentence with more descriptions. But always keep thinking about adding adjectives and adverbs. Simple. Two things, adjectives and adverbs. Once you do that, your descriptions become better, it helps you with the task response, and helps you tremendously with your vocabulary mark because now you have a range. Now, let's have a look at this case, and this is very common because this helps you in parts 3, 4, part 8 as well, because this is how we describe pictures. So, basic sentence would simply say, a man is walking, children are playing, trees are nearby. This is like this sentence, this is happening, this sentence, this is happening, and there's no description, there's no flow, there's no connection. How to fix it? Look at the right-hand side, in the center of the image. So you give a description where exactly, always point that out. A man is walking along the path while to his right. So before I go to the right direction, I use a connector. While to his right, we see this. Children are energetically playing near the trees. And now I'm saying which, to describe this thing further, which form a natural boundary around the lively park scene. So first of all, it's the description. The description itself, we're talking about the qualities. For example, the man who's walking, the children on his right are energetically playing, and the scene is a lively park scene. Okay, so the descriptions are better, but it's also the connection. It's not full stop next, full stop next. It is the connection while to his right. And then when I described the right-hand side, I explained at the end which form a completely lively park scene. You need connections, you need a flow, and use connectors and conjunctions like these to help build that and get a better advanced sentence. Okay, our last one here is a robotic sentence on your left-hand side. You must sleep 8 hours to function well. The part I'm talking about here is part 1 speaking, giving advice to a friend. And I see these sentences a lot. You must do this, you should do this, and that's it. But look at the way it's done at the right-hand side. I know it's hard, but try to get closer to 8 hours of sleep. It honestly makes a huge difference in your energy and mood the next day. Trust me. Who would speak like this on the right-hand side? A real person who is not robotic and natural, and also a native speaker using expressions like, I know it's hard, I understand, but at the end, trust me. So these are expressions, phrases native speakers would use, and you want to familiarize yourself more with these watching Canadian TV shows or interviews or news channels. And this also is very realistic. You can even say things like, Bob, I know it's hard for you. I know your routine. And again, that shows realism. And here again, with a friend, this is how you would talk. Trust me, I know it's hard. Try to do this. And it honestly, like the words honestly, they're very casual and day to day. If you're using words like, I would highly recommend you implement this strategy, it would make you lose marks because you're talking to a friend. So it should be appropriate. So for something like casual speech like this, make sure it's expressions that native speakers use often. Make sure it's natural and casual, and add that realism. You could give him strategies. For example, it's hard to sleep, but maybe you could watch some relaxing videos before sleeping, such as a gentle rain background sound. You can put that on YouTube and go to sleep. So realistic advice is instead of generic sentences, to add that tone of being natural and have that realism. So guys, this is how you change your basic sentences to advanced versions in different parts of your CELPIP speaking. Please remember this and implement this and send us your speaking recordings. We provide free assessments. Our link and our email both are in the description where you can submit these assessments for free. This is not a paid service. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk very soon.